Introducing bcMAPPER. I'm going to make a new bank for a BCR2000. The layout should look pretty familiar. I'm going to collapse this Banks and Presets menu and select a control. We'll see the Properties panel pull up here. There will be a scroll for that. Underneath each of the top 8 encoders is a button here. If you set the data type to something other than off, it will come to life. So this is the only deviation from the visual layout of the hardware, and that was just for ease of use. Now, you can select 1, 2, or many controllers, including different types. So here I have buttons and push encoders selected. However, the only things that will show up in the Properties panel are those things in common. So, here's another fun feature: distribute values. If I want these to be MIDI CCs 10 through 16, I can set that range and click apply, and voila. Now you can see MIDI 16 and so on. Okay, so we have our group selectors for those top 8 encoders. And moving down, we have preset globals. Well, what do these do? These allow you to set values across all controls on a preset. So say you wanted to have preset 2 be on MIDI channel 2 and preset 3 on MIDI channel 3. I just set that and click apply, and now you'll see MIDI channel 3. If I select this, MIDI channel 2, and so on. So those are pretty useful for doing kind of large bulk changes that used to take way too long doing manually on the hardware. The notes is as described. It allows you to write notes. So one of the things about bcMAPPER, aside from just being something that you can use as kind of a SysEx librarian for this, it's got extended features within the bcMAPPER native files that allow you to organize your presets better. So this is one of them. Let me get into some of the other ones. If I select a control and click the scribble strip below and type, you can see I'm able to add text. And I can select these two, and I can set a strip color. I can also change the text if I'm offended by that particular font, and I can change the size. In addition to that, if I save this, it's important to save this before trying to print scribble strips. There's a utility here that will allow you to print strips that you can cut out and put on the hardware. Now it's important these are printed, not scaled. They should not be sized to fit. This should be 100% and printed in a landscape orientation. But they will print at 228 millimeters by 5 millimeters, which is what appears on the hardware. This is another really handy thing that in the past, I have these great overlays, but now I can apply stickers to them, and there's nothing wrong with handwriting stuff, but this is another great way of organizing stuff, being able to go back, make edits, update, iterate. So, those are a couple of those features. Just moving back down here, so I get a tangent. We have our foot switch, inputs which are found on the back of the hardware units, and our 4 extra buttons. Now, maybe one of the coolest features about this is virtual mode. what does that do? Well, it allows you to use this as if you had the hardware in front of you. So if you're on a plane or a train or in the cafe or somewhere in your house or studio where you just don't have the hardware in front of you, you can flip this into virtual mode. You'll see a MIDI monitor appear over here, and you can start spewing MIDI. Where's it going? Right now, nowhere. But if you set your out to a virtual MIDI port, or if you want to send it to hardware, you can do that too. And then set up your plugin host, your DAW, your standalone synth, whatever it is, have it receive the port that you've set here, and you can start mapping away. You can MIDI learn on the other side. You can get all those plugins mapped. You can get your scribble strips made. By the time you land wherever you're headed, you've got another killer preset ready for your hardware. And when you get back to the hardware, you click send to hardware, you choose where it's headed, decide whether it's just that preset or the whole bank. This MIDI interval is not necessary. You can kind of leave it at 50. You can probably even set it to 20 and have no issues. I do that with the Bluetooth interfaces I have, and there's been no issues. But if you're not in a rush, why not? And BCL code, if you're into that kind of thing, here it is. Okay, and the receive from hardware. It's important to note that you will need to prompt this on the hardware. There's no automation to that, so you have to start listening, and then the buttons are edit store, and then your 5th, 6th button, choose whether it's single or all, and press, and then you'll see the raw BCL data coming in, as well as the indicator from the MIDI dub. Sorry, it's getting late here. Okay, I'm going to just cancel that. You can import SysEx files from here as well, but that's just as well done here in the file menu. So SysEx will be the files that you find online or that you have dumped from the hardware in the past. JSON will be bcMAPPER native files, be it preset or bank. And those will encapsulate your scribble strip settings, the text, your notes. None of that obviously is going to go to the hardware, but it is saved in this simple file. And it's handy. It's a handy software that I am excited to have. And as soon as I started making this, I was like, I can't be the only one who loves these units, they're over 20 years old and they're still some of the best hardware MIDI controllers out there. So yeah, here it is. Thanks for checking this out. Thank you for supporting the project. Please send any feature requests, bug reports, if you just want to say hi. I will do my best to get back to you in order of severity. And that's it. All right. Happy tweaking.